Okay, so for my final year of my college project, I decided to do something a little bit different. So I was handed this project brief, which is to reimagine the town where I live. So what's the idea that I have? My idea is, the original idea was to blow up some artworks. Okay, a little bit of context on that. So the idea for me is that I wanted to reimagine how we can put emphasis on the environment and everything like that. And during the current time of recording and during the current time of everything that's going on, NFTs are a big thing. I've been looking into what NFTs are. Okay, I thought I'd give it a little bit of a try. There's a lot of stuff that's a bit wrong with NFTs, such as the environmental damage that's put into it. So for me, I want to promote the ways that we can use NFTs that aren't damaging to the environment. How am I going to do that? Yeah, big question. I thought of that myself as well. The first idea that I had was to create a whole bunch of paintings that show this evolution time of a landscape and show how we have basically damaged the land and the environment. I then kept on thinking and decided I really wanted to incorporate the NFT idea. The first idea for the NFTs was to create a coding thing which would create 10,000 different NFTs of artworks, and eventually the more I thought about it, it wasn't really a fine art thing. In this project, I get to specialize in a subject that's my favorite. My specialism that I chose is fine art because, you know, I love it. And that's what I really want to go with. But I also decided that I want to include graphics, photography, and possibly a little bit of textiles, which are all parts of my art and design course that I take. But my biggest thing is to go with fine art and do what I really can to promote that. Doing fine art, yeah, all well, all good. That's not much of an issue for me, but I really wanted to bring some oomph into it, which is where the idea of exploding artworks comes in. So I really had to think about this and how it was all gonna work. And so what I finally decided that I'm gonna do for my final big project is I'm going to create a series of 4 A2 landscape oil paintings, all designed from this one inspiration of a photograph that we found on some archives of where I live. And this photo is very old, and it basically shows the town where I live, of showing through the Industrial Revolution with a canal boat. And the more I looked into it, I saw some buildings in the background and I saw some farmland in the background. Unfortunately, one side of it was all misted off, so I had to play around with that a little bit. But the big idea of what I want to do for this project is I'm going to do the 4 oil paintings. Those oil paintings are going to show the progression of time from a landscape before we cultivated the land, a time through the Industrial Revolution when pollution started within the area and everything. Then I'm going to show 2 separate variations of what the future can look like. One of them is going to be filled with plastic and pollution, and the air is going to be mucky and everything, which I really want to hit hard and hit home with all these plastic bottles and plastic bags everywhere, with all the animals gone. The other one is to show our usage of environmentally friendly energy sources, which are solar panels, wind turbines, all sorts of different things. And I'm going to show all the animals coming back, I'm going to show bright blue skies and all of that sort of stuff. So what would be the next stage for this project? Well, the next stage for this project is I wanted to do NFTs. How am I going to do the NFTs? What are NFTs? NFTs are non-fungible tokens, which basically means you can only have one unique item of that NFT, and it circulates within the digital world. There is no physical existence of this artwork as the original, which means I got to destroy all 4 of these artworks, which is where I thought I could explode them. That's not going to work because the pollution that would be put into the air from the explosions of that with the mediums and the oil paints, if people breathed any of that in, it's really not good for their health. So what's the second idea? The second idea for that is to put it through a tree shredder and use the chips that remain into it and put those into epoxy resin that in an A2 sized canvas style, which would go link into reimagining and recycling artworks. Because my idea for the project is about the environment and how we can help the environment. So linking in from that, how can individuals help the environment? That's the really key thing I wanted to do. My first idea for that was to create a whole other series, a separate series of artworks and paintings and drawings and all sorts of things which would demonstrate and show how people can really make an impact on the environment by doing things themselves. I did rather quickly scrap that idea because I didn't think it quite worked. And so what did I decide to do instead? Naturally, I decided to write a book. So how does writing a book link into any of this? Well, for my fine art project, I have to include one of my subject areas, which is fine art. But as I said, I wanted to include photography and graphics as well into my project, which is 3 of my main subject areas. So creating a book is one of the perfect things that I can use for graphics for, and maybe a little bit of photography to take a photo of the cover. The other thing is that the artworks themselves need to be created into NFTs. Scary. How am I going to do that? Well, I can take a photograph of the original artworks and then put them up for sale on a platform. Meh. Okay. My phone, yeah, fine. I can take a photograph of that and that works fine. But the quality of it isn't going to be amazing, which is where photography, the second one, or third one, links into my project as a whole. The idea for this is that I can use the professional photography studio we have at my college to take in-depth photographs of the artworks and the paintings and then stitch those photos together to create a one high-resolution image that will then be uploaded onto a network and a platform that can then be sold and auctioned off. So, what about some of the money that might actually be generated from this? The NFT sales for it, I didn't have to think about. Just donate the money. I want it all donated to TEAMTREES because I want it to really, really hit home, make an impact to people. I don't want to be just, yep, I've created this, I've got this, blah, over and done with. I want the sales of these artworks and the NFTs to be out there, the money generated, anybody can bid on it, and then the money generated will be donated to TEAMTREES. And I'm just gonna keep what I can circulate back in to recover the costs of oil paints and stuff, which can get quite expensive sometimes. So yeah, that'll be fun. The tree chipper, where do I want to do that? I want to do it in the middle of my town centre. That, I want to bring in some people for it. What do I need for that? Well, I need permission from the council to be able to do any of that. I also want to get some press coverage on it because I want to start boosting some things and projects that I'm doing more and get it into like some sort of news, even if it's just published by my local news. And so yeah, that's the project. Let's get straight into it, shall we? So I've just realised that I've written an entire draft email out for PR and press coverage and all that sort of stuff for my project, and whoopie doopie me, I forgot that I haven't actually got permission yet from the council to do the project that I want to do and, you know, destroy the artworks in a shredder, which I'm going to need some form of permission from. Fun. So I've got to ring them up, send them emails, all that sort of stuff. Fun. Hello. You gonna help me ring them up? Yeah.
Welcome to Pentel Council. Please be aware your call will be recorded for fraud prevention and to improve the quality of our service.
Yes.
If you would like to hear our full privacy statement, press hash.
No.
Mondays and lunchtimes are our busiest periods.
Good for you.
So you may wish to call back to avoid a longer wait for assistance.
It's Thursday.
If you wish to hold, thank you for your patience. You will be connected to an advisor as soon as possible.
Thank you.
For the Utility Energy Rebate Scheme, press star. Please listen carefully to the following 7 options. To listen to the
I'll get back to you
information again, press 9.
Leave the microphone cable. Damn it, cat, give me. Give, not a toy. Important equipment. So I rang up the Nelson Town Centre and they gave me a different number to ring, so I rang them. After ringing through and being told I have to go to marketing, and I rang up marketing, and then they hung up on me about 3 times. I eventually did get through to somebody because I'm persistent. The very nice lady basically told me that I'm going to need to fill out an entire form. The form will be sent to me within a week. The form is I've got to explain every single little detail of what I plan to do, the exact timings of what I've got to do, the dates. I don't have a date that I've set yet. I want to do it mid-May or like early May, because that's when my project's due. And I don't want to do it any longer. I don't want to do it any closer because I still need to do the paintings. They're getting there. And so upon realizing that, I can still fill it all out. I can still get it all organized. Stupid me, I'm completely ready to publish like the book, you know, I'm ready for that. I'm ready to send out a PR email to a bunch of email addresses and actually get some press coverage on what I'm doing, actually start promoting it on social media, actually announce it to everybody on social media and stuff. And I don't actually have permission, so I need the permission. In order to get the permission, I need to fill out this form. The form will be sent to me next week. Within the form, I have to fill out every single detail, every timing, blah, 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 blah. Big catch in my bonnet is I've got to do an insurance policy for it, and insurance forms and risk assessments, and I have to have that set out officially by people, which I don't have the slightest clue on how to go about doing or getting. So I need to look into doing that, get that filled out for my form, get that filled out for the paperwork. That will then eventually hopefully get sent off. If that's approved, that will give me permission to actually do my project, do the resin, do the actual, you know, a tree shredder in the middle of town centre, because that's not a safety risk. No. Which means I have to have health and safety in place, which I was going to do anyway, because I don't want people getting hurt from this. So yeah, that's that. And that's going to be a whole week until the form's even sent to me. And then I don't even know how long until it gets approved or disapproved. But at least now I know how to get through from the phone calls after being hung up with umpteen times.
I've got my second proof copy. I am very, very happy. So this one has the gloss finish on it as well, and holy crap, look at that, it almost looks professional. So I've changed the font completely, and I've also changed the sizing of it as well. So this is the first version with the matte cover and 6 by 9 inches. This one is 5.5 by 8.5 inches. So not a massive difference, but there is definitely a difference when you hold it and everything, and it's comfortable in one hand. Whereas this one, I didn't like the size, it wasn't very comfortable to hold in just one hand, and I want the book to be portable for people and everything. So I've gone through it. There's just a lot of few errors. So I'm going to have to edit all of that again, upload the manuscript and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully this will be ready to be published in about a week or so, give or take. But I've got the barcode, and I've also changed that cover image slightly. On this one, on the original one, it's black and white, and this one's in colour. It just looks a little bit different. But although the cover, and I look like a pig on it, I really do. Plus my hair is very, very different from it now compared to this mop of mine. So yeah, hopefully that'll work, and re-upload it. Cool. I've published a book. Yay!
So that right there is the book that's in review, and I've published the ebook, paperback and the hardcover. I've priced it all and everything, and it's just in review. So that's going to take about 72 hours to get a review back, and so hopefully all is good and it's going to be published, and then I can send out my PR emails. So woohoo! I'm going to be an author.
Right, so in order to actually sell the NFTs, I can't just upload them as a picture or like a low level resolution image. I can't do that. I need them really, really high resolution and detailed. So rather than taking a photo of it just like that and then selling that and cropping it and uploading it as an NFT, instead I'm taking a whole load of photos, really, really up close, high detailed, high resolution, individual photographs, and then I'm uploading them into Photoshop with photo merge, and then basically stitching each photo together to create one really, really high detailed resolution photo. It's taking forever. I've had so many issues, so many problems, and this is basically what one of them has ended up looking like. I took roughly 110 photos of the one oil painting, and it ended up looking like that in Photoshop, which can't really use that, so I'm trying this loads more time. But it's the lighting. The lighting is really, really hard to get right, but I'll get there eventually. So yeah. Okay, so first off, my camera has broken, and I cannot work out for love nor money on how to fix it, and it's just, I don't know what's wrong with it. Anyway, so I've got to do the rest of the recording on my phone, which I apologise for. Anyway, I've got my hair cut. I finally managed to get all of the digital scans and high-resolution photos done and uploaded. They're all now uploaded onto OpenSea, which are pretty much ready to be sold and auctioned off, so I'm really looking forward to that, which will be really, really good. We're completely ready to go ahead with the event, which I think I'm terrified for. And had to do a few little things about the tree chipper, but that's all sorted and everything. And yeah, let's get to it. So the initial chipper that I had planned to use is one that we got off of a friend, but it's this little tiny thing, and I don't think it really works. And we've tried it, and it's sort of clogged up a little bit. So I've been ringing up all these places about chippers and stuff. There's a local place called Juicens that have agreed to let me go and trial and test out if it'll work. So I'm basically destroying a really nice canvas, but it's got nothing on it, just to see if it'll work. It's a rather industrial chipper. It's not like a little kiddie thing, it's industrial. So I'm going to go and have to check that out, and I'll get some recording of footage as well of that. So let's do it. You know, the chipper from Juicens works so well, and they were so nice about it all as well. I even managed to get a little bit of a discount on it and everything, and oh my god, they are amazing. They went completely out of their way just to find out what would work, how they can help, and it's absolutely brilliant. So that's going to get delivered on the morning of the event in the middle of the town centre. So that'll be a bit of a show walking through with that thing. But yeah, okay, right, let's do that then. So it's the day before the event, and I've been trying to upload the NFTs, and I have been going through hell on earth on how to upload these. So the original idea for the NFTs and actually selling them was to promote the uses of environmentally friendly NFTs, which the closest I could get to that was selling them on the Polygon network. That doesn't quite work for what I want to do. What I really, really wanted to do was upload the NFTs for auction for about a month or so. And unfortunately, Polygon on the OpenSea platform doesn't support auctions. It's a flat out price, which is really, really irritating. So I'm having to upload them on the Ethereum network, on the Ethereum blockchain, which is a massive pain because it's not the most environmentally friendly blockchain. But on the upside is that the profits are being donated to the charity TEAMTREES. So it's not the worst thing in the world because it's being donated, the money is being donated to charity. It's just a really, really big pain that I can't believe I didn't check that earlier. But, oh well, I didn't have anything to upload earlier than that. So, oh well. It is what it is.
Each of these is an original oil painting that has been wrapped up, destroyed pretty much, and from here on we're going to put each of these through the tree chipper and they're going to be completely and utterly obliterated forever. But for the remains of it, we're going to recreate it with putting all of the remains into epoxy resin, which will create an entirely new artwork that will be viewable from any angle as almost sculpture-like. All of these original oil paintings took me a few months to do, about 4 months each, 4 months in total, and I'm devastated to see them go through the chipper, but it's all for a good cause, and each of these has been highly digitally scanned, and they're all up for sale as NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, which anybody can purchase using cryptocurrency, and they're up for auction until the end of June. And if you own it, you own the copyright to it, you own the artwork itself, and it's a high digitized scan where you can see every single brush stroke right down to the texture of the canvas, and you also get the video of the entire thing being painted from the start all the way to the point of its destruction. So I hope if you're interested in that, it's OpenSea at James Carter, and you're more than welcome to scan one of the QR codes, which will take you straight to the link on where you can auction for it as well. The other biggest thing, all the profits from this are being donated to the charity TEAMTREES to help the environment. This is all done in par with the project for Nelson and Colm, and a large thank you to Paul from In Situ, who has helped with the project, getting everything set up, and I want to give a massive thanks to all my friends from college who have helped me out with it. We got Ellie, Paige, Caitlin, and Eleanor doing photography and live stream, which is absolutely brilliant. And massive thank you to Simone, who has supported me for all the projects, and actually getting all of this organised. She played a massive part in it. And the biggest thanks of all to my parents, who homeschooled me and have actually allowed me to get to this point of where I'm pushing the limits of what I thought was possible and actually trying something new in art rather than just actually doing something completely different. So thank you all, I love you all, and let's get this started. I don't want to block your ears when it gets going. We're going to put them all through. They're going to come out as chips in the box. Please stay behind the hazard tape as well. There is a 2.5 metre distance line. Thank you very, very much for coming out. I hope you enjoy watching this happen. Thank you.
That event went spectacularly. Wow. Just didn't have any problems whatsoever. It was brilliant. Also, my camera is still broken. Still can't work out how to fix it. So I'm having to still do it all on this, but oh well. The event was amazing. Got the music, got the PA systems all sorted. My friends were an absolute massive help for everything. They did the live stream, which hopefully you might have seen as well for that. Got loads of great footage, had sold a few books as well, met some really interesting people, and it just went off without a hitch. It was fantastic. Paintings went straight through, and it was all good. But yeah, so now that I've got the chips and the shreds and the remains of the paintings, all I've got to do is put them into epoxy resin to create the new artwork, which is going to be a bit of a challenge, but yeah, let's do it. So the mold that we've made, unfortunately, I had got an awful lot of footage on the camera, but it's just can't get any footage off of it, can't get any footage on it. It's making my life living hell, basically. And yeah, so I had loads of footage, but it's gone now. So I'm just gonna have to explain it, really. What we did is we got this A2 mold, and we basically just drilled screws into it that's going to hold it, and then we're getting glass on the sides as well for it, so it will actually look a little nicer, a little cleaner. But then on the back end, I'm thinking we're not going to put glass down, because hopefully a little bit it might just look a little nicer if it's completely smooth with the resin on one end. But the way to display it that I really want to do is to actually do it on like a sculpture mount. So I'm thinking either use some plastic stands or something along those lines, or metal stands, but I'm feeling that might look a little bit too industrial. I want it to look a little bit more natural. So an idea we've come up with is to use an actual tree stump, which is really heavy, but it will look good, I reckon, and then basically carve a slot down the middle of it that we can place the resin mold into. So let's actually get the resin set and done, because that's going to take easily a week or so, and my deadline's drawing up on me rather quickly. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I'm now having to think more and more about the actual display of the artwork. And so you've seen how we managed to put it into the wooden block and basically carved out a little slit where we can put the actual resin piece into that, and it's just going to support itself there. I don't actually think the wooden mount is enough for just this project, so what I'm going to do actually is I'm thinking we put some dirt into the college. So at the end of the year, we have a college exhibition where we present our final year college projects. And so we all get to do this and we all take part in it. We all do all the rooms and everything. And my piece, I want to stand out just a teeny weeny little bit. So other than just using like a massive tree stump in the middle of college, I also want to use dirt. And I want to make it look as if the tree stump is sprouting from this dirt. So I need to create like a big border around it and stuff and get the dirt, and yeah, they're gonna hopefully let me put it into college, so yay. Okay, so first off, the noise, if you can hear it, is this little fluff ball here, just purring away on my lap. Ooh, snuggly. Secondly, the exhibition went absolutely amazingly, and unfortunately I didn't manage to get loads and loads of footage of it all, but I got to chat with the mayor about the whole project, and he loved it, and I think it went really, really well, actually. So, to actually do it, all we did was made the frame, which I got some video footage of, mounted it inside of a large log thing, which was really fun, and then basically just surrounded it with some dirt, and then later on decided to put some leaves and bits and twigs in it, which really, really sort of made it look really nice. And I had a little idea about wrapping caution tape around it all, but I then decided to scrap that one. But I think it worked really, really well, and the exhibition went so fantastically well. Everybody from my art course did some amazing pieces of work, and it was brilliant. But I'm really happy with how mine went down and got some interest. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, thumbs up would really be appreciated. But yes, thank you very much for watching. It's been a bit different, a bit oddly filmed, and yeah, thank you.